Good. Okay, so we're doing our presentation on body language and how we present ourselves. So first, what is body language? Body language is a type of nonverbal communication, so how we can communicate with each other by looks, by our actions, etc.
Body language is just another form of communication. Most of the time we don't even mean to do it. It's just like how we come across and present ourselves. Like some people might look nervous up here, but they might be able to play it off if they can do it right. We get drawn in by the looks people give us, so if people are giving you like a snarky look or like a what is wrong with you look, then you get the vibe that you don't like that person because of the way they're looking at you. But if someone's looking at you like happily or like just got a big smile on their face and they're really open to seeing you, then
that ties in directly with our quote here, that we're really fascinated by body language and particularly other people's body language. It's from Amy Cuddy. She is who we referenced our TED Talk from. And then we make sweeping judgments and inferences based on people's body language. So that ties in with the first vocab term I want to bring up from the year, which is implicit personality, where we develop our own theories based on what we see from someone. We do that based on their body language, how we see them act. So
body language can actually really influence your life more than you might guess, because if you're going into an interview, a job interview, and you're not feeling very confident about it, you're like, oh, I don't even know if I'm qualified for this, you're going to look like you're not qualified for it because you're going to be smaller, you're going to act smaller, you're not going to look as confident, you're going to not feel as confident, and the job interviewer is going to see that and look for a more confident person a lot of the time.
So if you act more open, you're sitting there, you're not crumpled up, you're more widespread, it's going to show you're more confident, maybe you're more prepared or more qualified for this position, even though you might have equal qualifications as the other person. So, and with that it goes saying, if you act more open, you're going to feel more open with it. It's almost like a placebo effect to people. If you're sitting down, you're all crumpled up, you're going to feel more insecure most of the time, whereas if you sit all open, you'll feel like you have more confidence, you're more dominant, like you can act upon a situation more often. And then we don't normally mirror other people's body language. I just want to touch on that. If we see someone else that is super dominant over someone else, the other person is normally going to do the opposite. If they're going to crumple up, they're going to feel less important than that other person doing that. And the next one is, women generally feel less powerful than men. This is from a study that Miss Amy Cuddy did. They chronically feel less powerful. They're more prone to curling up or being less vocal and less dominant in their body language in terms of presentations and in groups.
So fake it till you make it. I'm sure some of us have heard this before, and it's basically, if you just fake what you want to be, eventually you become what you want to be. People who come off more confident, even if they don't feel confident, but if they really come across and try to look confident, eventually they will actually feel confident and put themselves out there more naturally. And it only takes 2 minutes of confidence for you to feel, just feel better about who you are and what you're doing in the situation.
Yeah, and this can also help with selective exposure, the next vocab term we want to talk about. It can help you from putting yourself in these situations that you're so used to. If you try to fake it, you try to become this confident person that you don't always see yourself as, you'll be more prone to trying out new things and new life experiences. The next point is our testosterone and cortisol levels. So people that have positions of power, like CEOs, it's been shown that they have higher testosterone levels and lower cortisol levels. And cortisol is the hormone in us that causes stress. So these people that we generally look up to as people that have made it, they portray dominance. They're always almost positive in a way. They they have lower stress levels, and a lot of this can be from their body language. And power is also directly related to stress. If you feel less powerful, like we referenced earlier, like you're curling up in a ball, you feel like you have less to give, your cortisol levels will actually rise to as much as 35% higher than someone else that is just trying to be themselves in that situation. So you're going to act more stressed. And then if you're feeling powerless, you'll lose the testosterone levels you might gain otherwise. So the next point we want to talk about that is power poses. So for as little as 2 minutes a day, you might have seen me doing it at the back. You just stand in a pose that'll make you feel more powerful, make you feel more open, like you have a presence. And this can actually make your testosterone levels rise by as much as 20%. And it can also drop your cortisol levels. So it'll make you feel more confident when you go to present. They say to do this if, like, right before you have a job interview, go into a bathroom stall and just practice this. It may seem silly, but you'll feel more confident going into your presentations or going into your interviews.
So it's less about the speech and more about how you present yourself during the speech, as our TED Talk has told us. And finally, you gotta fake it until you become it. Because like I was saying earlier, fake it until you make it, yeah. But then eventually, faking it will become what you are. And you'll really gain a boost of confidence in new situations. If you just fake it for a few minutes just before, you might not like it, but if you come across confident, you're gonna be confident, is the key point we're making here.
Like, if you see yourself as you want to become this confident person, if you're faking it, you'll eventually become that person because you're just developing into what you want to see. And that also comes in with the third vocab term, the Horphian sphere hypothesis. So words create reality, body language can also create reality. And that's our talk. Those are our references.